Hey folks, another productive day. Let's do the daily target on CSSBattle.dev. Such an interesting set of shapes, yeah? Yeah. Like yesterday. Is this elements and box shadows? Is that what we have going on here? And if so, what do we need to do that? Now, I'm not even sure what to call the shape, but let's make a single element that's white, white, and create the first one. And I guess we need to put that blue background. That's not what I want to do. I want to create two elements, don't I? I do. I don't know what you want to do. All right, so let's figure out what that is. Two elements. The second one. Do we get any win? Nope. Wrong. I hate every idea that's come into my head. Let's start afresh. I think like yesterday, I think it's a flex world. Or the day before yesterday, I lost track of the days. All right, yeah, flex is the way to go. I think that's going to be the simplest kind of thing. Width of 50 and a height of 50 and a background of white, and then we're going to do a box shadow of 0 minus 10 pixels or something. And in theory, we can just rotate these guys around for various sizes. And let's add some B and a C and a D. And we can say rotate calc. I do love a calc. And yes, there are more ways to do this. 90 degrees times 0. So then when we do B, we can say, we need a var. Var of F for factor. Let's call it that. Then we say dash dash F, and we can say 1. And then C, and you can actually see that happening. C is going to be what? -1? No, it's got to be the variable name is F. Hilarious. D is going to be F of 2. So we've got the pieces in place. So let's go display flex. And we need a gap. Start with a gap of 2 pixels. Okay, so now let's really get to work here. We want some margins, don't we? Margin 10, 20, 30, 40, 35, 36, 37, 32, 31. All right, let's move this over. This last number, 100. That worked out perfectly well. I think that means that this is 20, maybe it's 15 pixels. All right. And these are taller, right? 70 and 70. No, not big enough. How about 80 and 80? Closer. How about 90? Are they just 100 and I'm wasting a lot of time? Oh, and then interestingly, oh, I need a flex wrap, don't I? Haha. Flex wrap wrap. That flex wrap gets me what I want. And so because of the way Flex says, oh, you asked for that, so I'm going to give that to you, yeah, we got things constrained in some weird ways. So 30, 35, 36, 37, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, there it is. And then that size of that box shadow, 10, 20. 20 is correct. So let's increase the gap, 20, 30, 40. There we go. So we've got two of these in place, and they appear to be a good match. So what do we need to do to make sure that these things slot into place? Is it margin 0? That doesn't really help us there. We've got the situation. Is it this? We need to do star of margin 0. Does that help us? Kind of helps us. It looks like it's trying to arrange. If we set a height of 70 on the body, or 30, or 40, or 100. Does that help us? No. Just align items. Top. Start. Justify. No, I don't think we need that. We've got too much of a gap, right? We're forcing these things down, and that's not attractive. It's not what we want. So how do we force those into place? Is it margin? Maybe it is margin. How about minus 10? Does that help us too? No, it would be here, wouldn't it? Oh, it's just amateur night. Okay, so things are moving up, but not very well. All right. Well, what do we need to do next? Got to think this through. And definitely got to try things. I mean, obviously we have the shapes correct, but we have too much of a gap. And usually when that happens is that the flex container is attempting to make room. What happens if we remove the rotate? Does that help us? No, it's the same either way. The rotate has no impact on this layout because transforms, such as rotate, apply after the layout is already fixed. I think what it means in terms of the hackery part of this is we need a translate of 0. Like if I was under a time pressure, like that solves it. 30, 32, 33. It's not a great solution, but it is clearly doing the job. Yeah, I would go with that. It's not a tremendous way to do this. It did just work though, so got that going for me. If we were going to do this all with each thing as a box shadow, we do it in a different way. Let's say, so let's do blank. So let's minify and unit replace. So let's make sure that we got, I'm preemptively doing a minify and unit replace. Is that a good idea? No, not really, but that's okay. That's a fine score. All right, let's do this better. If we were going to do this better, how would we do it? And is there some magic technique to get this done that's a little bit different? How few, for example, things would we need if we were going to do this as a set of backgrounds? The first thing that I would do probably is a conic gradient that would fit the spacing here. So we would do what? We would do blue, 75% around, and it's going to be at some value, probably 100 pixels. What's this? So they're 80 wide or 80 tall, plus some box shadow, 95 pixels, 95. Is that what they're 15 or are they 100? I think they were 100. No, I can't remember. Let's see what we got. We'll do that. 75%, 0, and we need a comma. There's one of them. Then we move that over. So remove that, and what I want to do is move it 5, 6, 7, 8, and then is this set 4, 3? Okay. Then we need to give it a width. 130 pixels, 130 pixels. Is it 120? 140? There it is, 140, 140. Okay. And then we would constrain this more. Linear gradient from the side, let's say. Blue, transparent, blue at 90 degrees. Call it 20%, 0, 80%, 0. So now we have those spaces. And now what we need is just the black and blue parts. Is there a clean conic gradient that will give us that? Maybe not. Or do we need to cover more of the blue? One way or another, we need more gradients, right? That's kind of the bummer part of that. But because of the flipping, we don't get the win out of reuse here. We're obliged to do these sort of funky things. So what's the way to do this? I think it's just, you know, I just gotta barrel through and say a linear gradient that's, well, let's go left to right, right? Like, you could choose anything that you want to do there. I'm not crazy about the solution. It is an interesting approach, but it's not efficient at all. Like it's noticeably not efficient. Will I stop doing it? No, maybe not. I find myself wanting to do something else. So what is that? So we got this. So if this is no good, let's say, if this is no good, then let's just do the white part using that technique, right? We'll just do at 80-80, right? And then we're going to remove this linear gradient that I'm we're going to keep the linear gradient in place and then move things over. So that's going to be this, 100, and then 50. And then this is a little less wide, 2. And a little less tall, 2. Which means that then I need to cover the rest of this too. So that's sort of funny. So this linear gradient is less fun. So let's then do box shadow inset. What's that color? Is this great? No, not really. Block color is blue. And then inset. And if I do it that way, if I do a box shadow, then I have other things that I need to do. So forget that. Let's do another conic gradient. And the other conic gradient is what? The conic gradient is transparent. No, it's blue. 75%. And then we see that, hey, we're repeating that. So let's save that. See, it's this. Great. Say bar. C. Maybe a silly solution. It's okay. I like a silly solution sometimes. Comma. Okay. And then we kind of know the width and height. It's at then we move it over. Yeah. And then move it down. And we just got it. Okay. All right. So unfortunately, these other black rectangles are kind of a bummer. But we can make an element very simply, width of 80, height of 20, and then a second one, P, width of 20, height of, or even better, rotate 90 degrees, and then I'm going to give it a box shadow, and I just need 0.20. And it's a, okay, so there's a block. Right. And then I could do 100 pixels, 90 pixels, 92, 21, 22. Okay. That's cute. And then the other one is 130 pixels, 200 pixels. And we're going to move that over more. 150, 60, 70, 80, 200, 210, 212, 1, 2, 3, 4, 42. Okay. And then the second one, I don't even know where this other one is. Oh, because I don't have a second one yet. Here we go. Plume, there it is. So that's fun. So in theory, this is actually the same shape. And already has those things in place. So let's do a transform. Oh, look at that. That's great. How about a transform origin? That doesn't help. Interesting. So I don't know where the middle of that one is, but I think what that says is that we're going to transform, rotate 90 degrees, translate there it is. So with the right numbers, five, 6, and then more negative, 7, 8, 82, and then 55, close, 56. And that's a very silly solution, but a very different one, using 2 paragraph elements that we don't even put any color in. We just, like, by default, we want an 80 by 20. The second one we rotate and translate, and then we get the same shape. Yeah, and let's submit that one. Silly. Fun, though. Yeah, that's fine. That's where I'll stop today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you hanging on there for this 20 minutes of CSS wackery craziness. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Go make a webpage. It's rough out there for a lot of people, and all times are tough. Be good to yourself, be good to other people, and hey, where's your webpage?